Well, do you think they got it figured out right this time?
Yeah, I guess they got it figured out. The boom should clear that 13.8 up there.
Hey, you ever see what happens when those cranes run into a high voltage line?
Yeah, makes a big mess. I don't know. That doesn't look like me.
No, not at all, man.
Hey, John! No! Hey, whoa! No! Hey, stop! Get out of there! Stop! Don't! Hey, get out of the way! Everybody go!
Three-fourths of all electrical accidents are the results of our own as John Coombs and Cheryl Foster found out on July 14th, 1994.
Good.
Why did you and I volunteer for this? We don't know anything about the
Hey, it's no big deal. It's only a circuit breaker.
The circuit breaker for the chiller was located on the south side of the building. John and me worked our way around the chiller and...
Oh, yeah, okay, we can get that. Here, look, I'll show you.
Okay.
Right, all right.
I saw his hand move for the switch. John was blown off the platform, burned his entire body. I'll never look the same again.
I'll be over there in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Charles turned off the power to the unit at the disconnect, but didn't lock it out.
Hey, Bob, I think I got it.
Okay, Charles, let's see what you got. Charles!
On May 22nd, 1992, two electricians and their foreman were troubleshooting a 277-volt emergency lighting circuit.
And go get the ladder. Okay. And I'm going over to the breaker box. So we'll see you then.
Okay.
You're ready. I hope this is the right one. We'll just have to try it from there.
The second electrician was checking his meter at the very moment the foreman had placed the circuit in the off position.
That's not it. How about that one? Did that one do any good? Yeah, that one's good. Eddie, you all there? I'm gonna try this one now and see what happens.
Ace! You turn it back on!
Oh, no, wrong one.
Before any circuit or piece of equipment can be considered de-energized, a qualified person must meter the circuit and then operate the controls to make sure all energy is isolated, and then return these controls to the off position. And if the circuit under consideration is over 600 volts, the test equipment must be verified and checked before and after each use. If you're ever unsure about the correct work practices or lockout procedures you should follow, ask your supervisor or consult the company's electrical safety-related work practices. Safe work practices include working on energized as well as de-energized circuits and equipment. And the greater the voltage and amperage, the more likely you are to be killed or severely injured. December 11, 1993, Alvin Potter and Jarvis Bunt finished repairing a water heater in the plant cleanup area.
Well, the cord was laying on the floor where we'd been using it, and Alvin didn't see it, just ran over.
Whoa!
Look at this.
Take that cord and get another one. I'll meet you at another station.
All right. I decided to fix the cord myself. I had a an extra plug in the box, and by the time I put the plug on the cord, Alvin had the tools over to the next job site, and we were ready.
Plugged in.
I didn't mention to Alvin that I rewired it, and I thought I did a good job, but I rewired it wrong.
Jarvis tried to do the best job he could, but he wasn't qualified to do the work. He incorrectly rewired the new plug with the ground wired hot. The combination of errors resulted in Alvin's death. All powered hand tools and extension cords must be inspected and maintained in proper condition. This includes cords, plugs, and receptacles. Before using electrical hand tools, make sure it's safe. Cords must not have damaged insulation. If a cord appears crushed or bruised, it could indicate damaged wire insulation within the outer jacket. Plugs must not be cracked, and ground pins must be in place if they are designed that way. July 17, 1993, Ralph Watson and his helper, Herbert Cleese, were rerouting old conduit in the plant.
Well, we tested the wires in the conduit. They were dead. We locked the box out, and we disconnected them. Everything seemed pretty safe. Didn't think much of it. Ralph went up on the conduit and was waiting for me to plug the cords in. Had to drop 3 cords to get to the outlet. Had to go all the way to the other area to get power. And when I got there, went to plug it in, and the ground pin was loose. Snapped it off, didn't think anything of it. We'd done it before.
How about some power?
Electricity will always seek a path to ground, and in this case, it was through a short in the blade saw and then passing through Ralph. Safe electrical work practices demand that grounds be kept in place at all times. Had the ground pin been in place, he would probably be alive today. January 12, 1992, Melton Bush, machine operator, and his assistant moved the welder into position to repair a broken piece.
Well, I didn't get hurt or anything. You know, I worked for years as a lathe operator. And then one day, the lathe just stopped. I didn't know anything about locking out the power. I was going to change the fuse. I pried the door open, and I used a screwdriver. And somehow, I got the screwdriver crossed up with something hot. I didn't get an electrical shock or anything. But if I hadn't had my safety glasses, I'd probably be standing here talking to you blind. Do you see what I mean?
What a stupid thing to do. I mean, think about all that I did wrong.
Jim Cannon, maintenance electrician, was checking the strain relief on the power drop that was suspended over the workstation. He thought he'd only be a moment, so rather than get the insulated fiberglass ladder, he climbed up and went to work.
First, I used the wrong ladder. Then I stood on the top rung, and I failed to lock out the power to the service drop. I mean, what a rookie mistake.
Improper electrical work practices can become deadly in hazardous environments. June 27, 1994, Warren Costino and his assistant were troubleshooting the work lights in a paint booth.
When the explosion-proof flashlight didn't work, Warren sent me to get a regular work light. I didn't know there was a difference.
A qualified electrician for the company for many years, Warren knew the hazards of the paint fumes. He had helped write confined space procedures, which included approved tools and electrical apparatus.
Warren went in, and I stayed at the door, feeding him the cord, keeping it straight. Everything was going good until I felt the cord jerk. place just went up in flames. Bam! Destroyed most of the building. I didn't find out that Warren was dead until days later. Who would have guessed that breaking a light bulb would do all that?
You can't guess at correct safe work practices. You must know and understand the hazards and